everyone, it's me Laura from the Paper Soul. Welcome back to my channel. I'm coming to share my latest journal with you, which is a design team project for Artymaze. I used the vintage sewing kit from Andrea, and also the sewing journal add-on. So I also have created this for a very special lady who asked me to do a swap with her, Carol Laws, and I was very honored that she would ask me to do such, and so I'm excited about this. I did a quilted cover, patchwork cover, and then I did some crochet flowers with little yo-yos and buttons for the centers. I did hand applique for the stems and then made 3D leaves. And then on the back you can see some of the free quilting, kind of a loop stippled meandering quilting. And I can't get my words right. It's very cloudy outside today, so I hope you can see the light with the light that I have. I mean, it's just very gray. This is almost 8 inches tall and about 5.5 inches across. So you can see it's very, very full. And so let's get in and take a peek. I do have the seam binding here with little buttons on the sides. I have pockets that span front and back, so you have them on the front and back. And this is one signature, very, very big, and like I say, very, very chunky and fun, I hope. So I created this little scrap booklet that I put together with a glassine bag that I folded over and decoupaged, so it's got a wonderful crinkly sound, and I got that from Crafty Sabi, so check her out. It's a lot of fun to make. So here's this beautiful image, and as usual, what I did is decorative edge punching on all of my pages. I added coffee dyed papers along with pattern papers to complement the kit, and I will put all of the information for Artymaze, and also for my friend Carol, I'll put her listing her information as well. I do also add quotes and laces and trims and whatnot and everything. So anyway, this particular quote was an anonymous quote, but it says, "Buttons and patches and the cold wind blowing. The days pass quickly when I am sewing." And so I did one that's also for, I changed it and I said, "Buttons and patches and the flowers are growing. The days pass quickly when I am sewing." But there's a journal spot there. And then 2 tags that I kept together instead of cutting them apart, and that's a nice little journal spot, and then that tag there. And this particular little corset dress form tag, I should say, and I've got some black seam binding on that, and this page layout I did some stenciling and then some of the sewing pattern paper. And then this just tucks up under there. This is a bow clip, actually, and then that's some stamping that I did to create a little journal spot. And I have a Rita Donnelly flip with some extra pages that you can do some journaling in. Put this here. And then this is a tuck spot for this tag, this beautiful tag. It's a really pretty kit. I named this journal the Seamstress, and I thought that was fitting. And you know, lots of fun little things that you can do when you're creating a sewing journal, you know. And like I say, this kit gets you jump started for all kinds of inspiring things that you can do. I did a booklet here with this little corset or dress form tag, and the brad, I put a little brad in it, and it says joy. I thought that Carol would like that because I think she gets a lot of joy from her sewing. She's also a quilter, very creative lady, so you'll have to check out her YouTube channel as well. I did some cutting up of some papers to make some journal spots, and this is an envelope in the kit that has like a journal card inside it. Really pretty. I just think that image is so beautiful. This is a beautiful image as well. A little belly band here, pretty tag. Backed that with graph paper. Did sewing all around my elements, so lots of sewing, lots of crocheting also in this journal. And I believe I got this idea. I think I've seen this from a lot of people, but I think Ellie from Elsie Bell's Bookshelf comes to mind. I've seen that in her journals, I think, and then I think I've even seen Carol herself do little pieces of fabric with it. So I actually was going to try to write with my sewing machine, "Hello, Miss Carol," but I realized I didn't have enough time to practice that to make that look pretty, so she can still see the hello right there where I was going to try to sew over that. But that was just a lot of fun. Lots of textile texture there as well. And then here is a little journal card that I did some stenciling on. So front and back you can journal on this. And then I did a little ruffle fabric and then little sewing fabric swatches here just for fun. And there's a whole bunch of space there for journaling. Let's see here. Nice little pocket there and some stenciling, little extra journal space here. And I've got a quote that says, "My soul is fed with needle and thread." And some paper, "We make a perfect fit." A little journal spot there and a journal card from the kit. That's pretty. I love that. That is such a pretty striking. I like the black in this kit. I've got some extra paper here, and this is an overlay with 2 of her journal cards. So you can open that up, it comes off, and you can write in there. Here's a little stamped image with some cheesecloth, some button stamping, a pretty envelope that's attached. That's one of my favorite envelopes from her kit. And then I did a run of glue right here, so there's a tuck spot right here and then a tuck spot here. This is a little fabric tag that's got some stenciling on the back, and this is a quote: "Beautiful things come together one stitch at a time." And that's a little journaling spot. This flips open. This is a real soft line page in the kit. I keep wanting to separate that page. For some reason it feels extra thick, but that's just one page. So then I got a little flip here with some washi tape of a little button card that I made with my little stamp kit that I have. And then that little, like I said, cut up some of her pages to make some little, this opens up for journaling. A little tuck. Love that image. Little envelope in the kit. Here I did a little booklet with her needle. It's like to resemble a needle book, little needle booklet. And so I sewed some extra pages in here and did some stenciling, but lots of little journal space there. And this tucks right in here. I believe I got that idea for sewing that into one of these from Paula Lemon, if I'm not mistaken. And I just want to say something about Paula because I love her. She is actually someone that, Paula Lemon is someone that I came across when I was new to journal making. And when I go back and watch her videos, it's just kind of like going back home, you know, because it was my first introduction to this style of journal making, vintage journals and stuff. So she's very talented, and I just wanted to, you know, mention her, and because I want her to know how very inspired I am by her. I'm inspired by so many women, Carol included, Artymaze included. So many out there are so talented and everything. So I just wanted to give a shout out. This is an envelope, business envelope that I created for the middle of my signature that I collaged all over with all kinds of, like, some sewing papers and just some pattern papers that I had that I used in the journal itself. And then here's the window, got a little lace there. And I there's where I put the Seamstress. So like I say, I've named it the Seamstress. So I've got it on the front and backs here. In the center of my signature, I have these little spools where I added some beads to the top and the bottom, and then I did some cross stitch or embroidery thread that I wrapped around the spools. And so when you close it, it really matches the front of the journal itself. But then what I did is I took, okay, so this is a little journal spot there with the seamstress on it. So that tucks into this pocket here, and it's got a little tab on it with notes. I took on each side a pocket in the kit from Artymaze, and I kind of cut it. It doesn't go all the way down, so I just kind of cut it where it's a little short pocket and at the top here. So I just made a few little fun stamped items, a little booklet there, put on your fancy shoes, and then a little sewing journal spot there, a little dress, and I'll put that there, and then my little tag that I like here. I sewed all around this envelope. This was a lot of fun to play around with, and this is one of her corset journal tags, so that goes right there. Another pretty journal tag there. Little journal spot here that opens up. Did some crochet on the edge of a page there that opens up. More button stamping. It's all fun and games until the bobbin runs out, and that is the truth. If you've done much sewing, you know how it is when you're ready to go and excited about what you're getting ready to stitch together, and you got your pedal to the metal, and then your bobbin runs out, and that will stop you in your tracks. That's a pretty journal card there. That's in the add-on, and this is a little journal area, a little journal space there that I just have folded over this page. And stenciling, another beautiful tag. Again, they're all double backed, and they have stenciling on the backs on some of them, and lots of journaling space. I love this image. So bold. I love, like I say, I love the black accents that she put into this kit. This is an overlay where I just added some of the fun little fabrics so you can journal on underneath it and inside when you open it up inside. Same thing over here. And I know a lot of people have done this little remnants, but Carol does them in her journals too, and so I thought she would like that. Carol also got this idea from her because this is a glassine bag that I sewed on, folded it over the page and sewed it on. I think she paper clips hers a lot, but I wanted to sew it. And then I have a pocket here with another little, that dress again, little journal space. And then you can open that up, obviously. Here's a little skinny tag that I made by cutting up one of Artymaze's pages. I love that image. The image of those two women talking, and they're well dressed. And I got a little lace there for the tabs so you can pull them out. This one I won't pull all the way out. You can hopefully see it. It's a little snug, a little tighter fit on this side, but it does come out. And then of course I have the little collaged area, vintage finds, some papers, and a little button I made. And that flips that way. I've got a little style, vintage style stamp with some buttons I made. And then a little pocket with some little journaling cards and journaling space. And another little, here's a little tuck here, when life gives you scraps, make a quilt. And then a customer claim check from the bottom of an alterations tag. And then I have a little crochet with a button, little crochet flower that I have in my shop. I sell those in my shop along with another type of crochet doily. But my shop is open now. I've been on a vacation mode. This opens up as well. So that flips up for writing. Pretty two tags together that I did not take apart, and actually put the ribbon. You can take that ribbon off and journal, and then a fun little spool tag there, or spool journal card. Like I say, you might have to. Carol usually, she likes to have these journals for the fun of looking through something pretty, and I'm the same way. But you certainly can journal in them. There's lots of journaling space anyway, so if she changes her mind. I made that from the papers in Artymaze's kit. This flips up, and then I made this with napkin and stenciling and stamping. It was pretty. And here's two more fun tags. Those well-dressed ladies there, and those are the two that's actually on the actual papers, and that's how I made those little skinny tags out of that image. This little pocket here also opens up, and I had a little rip there, the way, just be careful with it, Carol, but I do have it repaired with some washi tape. So here's another quote: "I will not buy any more fabric until I use up what I have." And then I laughed and laughed, because I know we are always needing that perfect little piece of fabric that we're looking for that we just don't have. Extra little journaling spot there. This opens up. Pretty image there with a sewing machine. There's some teals and real warm vintage golden colors in here as well. Reds and burgundies, pinks, pretty flowers. That's lined right there. I made a tag with sewing machine or sewing pattern paper. I did do sewing all around it as well, like most of my tags, and did a little stenciling back there and just tucked it here. I've got that envelope paper clip on there. Here I have a little envelope that I made, and it's adhered together with a stamp measuring tape, and so you can just lift that up, and that tucks up under there. I have a little stamp scissors for fun, and I've got some fun little Band-Aids that any good seamstress would need to have on hand in case she gets stuck with a needle or something. So they were kind of like sewing themed Band-Aids, and I thought that would be cute. So I shared some of those with, I bought them specifically for Carol to put in this journal, but I ended up needing one in my box. I got a big box of them, so anyway, that's another little collaged stencil page there that flips out. And then here on the back, you have a Singer's Sewing Manual circa 1949. It was, I saw it on Pinterest, I believe, and instead of printing it out, I just retyped it and then made a little journaling card out of it. And my little buttons are like little bullet for the bullets. But this is really fun to read. Like, for an example, it gives you advice on how to sew properly. So one thing it tells you is never approach sewing with a sigh or lackadaisically. Good results are difficult when indifference dominates. I just kind of think it's very telling about the time that we were in, especially this down here. Like, when you sew, make yourself as attractive as possible. Put on a clean dress, have your hair in order, powder and lipstick put on. If you are constantly fearful that a visitor might drop in or that your husband will come home and you will not look neatly put together, you will not enjoy your sewing. And then never try to sew with a sink full of dirty dishes or beds unmade. When there's an urgent housekeeping chores, do these first so that your mind is free to enjoy your sewing. So just tips on how to be able to enjoy your sewing. And I enjoy mine whether my sink is dirty with dishes or not. I don't really adhere to that. I'd probably be better off if I did, though. But isn't that pretty? So then you've got these nice pockets, lots of space. I have a little note here for Carol, a special note there for her, and then, you know, you've got lots of room there. So I hope you like this. I tried to, record a short video because my videos tend to go long, and I'm trying to work on that. So, I hope you like it. I did enjoy it. My shop is, like I said, open now. I took a break. This year's been a little hard. It was just a lot of pressure and a lot of things going on. And so I just took a little break. And I also gave me some time to focus on this for Carol. And I appreciate you watching. And I hope everyone's doing all right. And just be kind. Take care. Bye.